It's gonna take ages, but it's alright, because I love knitting. Look, it's so pretty! This month, not so good. June, amazing, because I love pairing colors with black, because I'm dark inside. It's so fluffy! But it is Sisu was in my plans since the pattern came out, which is probably 3 years ago. Hi, my name is Maya and welcome to my YouTube channel where I share all my thoughts, process and other random stuff about all things fiber related, but mostly knitting. Today is the 4th of June 2026 and I'm coming to you from the French-speaking part of Switzerland where I live with my gecko. The month of May is now over and it is time for the monthly stash update. Yay! This month it's gonna be pretty short again, same as last month, that was already pretty short, because I just didn't knit a lot. I just didn't have the time. I had a ton of work to do on upcoming designs, and I invested a lot of time into a climbing competition, because there was a climbing comp, like a friendly competition at my local gym, and I wanted to make it to the finals, so I just had to go climb there a lot, because the qualifications were spanning over the whole month of May. But I made it. I was in the finals. I did 5th place over 6, but it's okay. I just wanted to be in the finals. I just had fun and that was the goal. So yeah, if I have some scratches and weird stuff, that's because of that. I didn't have an accident or anything. I just climbed. Anyway, I didn't have a lot of knitting time because of that. And also last month, if you watched the video, you know that I really pushed really hard in the last week to finish up some whips so that I would have something to talk about in the video. And I'm just kind of over it. Like, I knitted a lot last month and this month I just want to take it slow, take my time, enjoy the knitting. So I just didn't knit much. It's okay as well. It's cycles, I guess. Anyway, I'm gonna talk to you about the stash for the month. No, not the stash, the stats. The stash stats for the month. So I'm going to tell you about the yarn that came in, the yarn that came out, the total net balance of the year, and how far I am into my yearly goal, all of that. And then I'm going to show you the finished pieces and the yarn I have acquired this month, because there is a little bit. And as usual, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, you should go and watch episode 0. I think it's going to be here, as well as down below, if you want to know how and why my stash got to the point that it was at the beginning of the year, because we are now almost halfway through. Time flies. Anyway, so let's talk about the numbers. So first, the yarn, the stats of yarn in and out. I have my trustworthy tablet as usual. So at the start of the month of May, I was at 12,335 grams, so 12.3 kilos. And at the end of May, I was at 12,677 grams, so 12.7 kilos. So yes, the stash did go up by plus 342 grams. It's okay. I told you, I didn't knit a lot, and I also had some very unexpected acquisitions, like I was given yarn that I didn't know I would get, so it's all good, but yeah, the stash went up. Oh, and also, I was really counting on the fact that I would finish a big sweater this month, because it takes me like 3 weeks to knit a big sweater. And I started at the very beginning of the month, so I was pretty sure I could finish it. However, I knit 1.5 skein or something into swatches. So that was a lot of swatching that I'm going to unravel because I will need more yarn to finish the sweater anyway. And I had the frogging party, like I finished the sleeve and I unraveled it entirely. And I also had to do some surgery because I wanted to change something in the shoulders, but I was already down low, so I didn't want to have to frog everything. So I did surgery and yeah, it just took a lot of time. And I had to cast on 2 new designs because I needed to get them started. So yeah, I cast on a ton of stuff and I didn't finish anything. But again, it's okay because I'm setting myself up for next month and I know in the month of June I'm gonna finish everything, I think, and it's gonna be awesome. So yeah, this month, not so good, June, amazing. Stay tuned. Now, let's see how far I am into my yearly goal. So the yearly goal is to get my stash down by 5,131 grams by the end of the year so that I am under 10 kilos. So at the end of May, I was 54.5% of the way in, so I had made it past the halfway point. But now I am back down again at 47.8, which is almost exactly what I had at the end of the month of April. So I kind of erased all the progress I did in the month of April. Did I say April before? I meant to say March. Which is a bit annoying, but also, again, in month of June is going to be awesome. So you give some, you lose some. I'm just like gathering momentum for the future. So again, I'm pretty chill. It's going to be fine. I'm sure I can make it. At the end of the year, I'm pretty sure I can make it to my goal of under 10 kilos. Now, let's have a breakdown of the numbers. So the total net negative of the month, I mean positive for this month, is divided into yarn in and yarn out. So I got 605 grams of yarn in. So this is the yarn I have bought or received. And 263 grams of yarn out, which is the 2 projects I have finished because there is only 2. And since I have more yarn that came in than came out, the stash went up. So for the yarn that came in, I got 363 grams of pure silk by Knitting for Olive. I have the skeins I have started, I mean not skeins, the balls I have started here. So this is Plum, this is Dusty Honey, and this is Pea Shoots. And I'm knitting a dress. So yeah, that's why I have quite a lot of yarn, even though it's silk. And it's my plume dress. Actually, it's the plume top, and the test just started at the beginning of this week, I think. And I'm knitting up a dress version with stripes, as you can see. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's gonna take ages, but it's alright, because I love knitting. And it's kind of on pause, because I needed to make progress so that I could check if the yarn worked with the gauge. And I wanted to see if the striping sequence worked with the pattern. And I wanted to just take a picture so that I could put it in the test call. But now that this is all done and the test has started, I don't need to finish it before the pattern releases, like in August. So this is on pause. I haven't touched it in 1 week because, yeah, I really don't need to finish this now. And as I said, I had to get started on other stuff. So yeah, this is why I didn't finish it despite casting it on a few weeks ago. And also because it's a dress, so I didn't have a lot of hopes to finish it in the month of May anyway, so I didn't even try. I just put it to the side, and that's it. Then I got some, this is the amazing gift I received. Oh. Look, it's so pretty! So I went to the Woolstock Festival I think it was mid-May. And it's a yarny festival in France, but it's very close to Switzerland. And so this skein has a very sweet story, because I met with Katie, which is the maker behind La Ferme du Beau, which is like a, how do you say that in English? I wanted to say a ranch. No, not a ranch. Une ferme. Oh my God, une ferme. She raises sheep, and she shears them, and she makes wool with them, not with the sheep, with the wool. And she naturally dyes the wool, and this is a lovely variegated color. And each year she calls the blend differently, because each year the blend is different because it's her own sheep, and it depends on the weather, the food they get, and just the lambs are different each year. So she gets a different blend every year because of that. So the year I got is called Joyeuse. So cute. And it's a fingering weight, 400 meters per 100 grams. It really looks like a DK when you look at the strands, because it's so plump and so airy. So yeah, that's going to be very interesting. So I have plans with that. It's kind of a full circle story, because Katie, so the owner and the maker of this yarn, I met her online because she tested the melon sweater for me last year. And the melon sweater is like a sweater with all over slip stitch pattern, and it's called melon because the motif reminds me of melon skin. And so I could even see the sample at her booth, because it was hanging there, so I could touch it, I could feel it. It was awesome because I had only seen it in pictures, of course. She wanted to gift me a skein of yarn, which was so sweet of her, and I chose this one because I would like to make the melon cowl, so based on the same stitch pattern that the melon sweater. but I have always wanted to make like something a bit easier than the sweater because the shoulder construction is quite involved and it's kind of, yeah, you need to get used to the stitch pattern. So I wanted to make a pattern using the same stitch motif, but that was much easier. So a cowl would be perfect. But I needed to find some yarn because I didn't have anything in stash. I mean, I have, but I wanted something new. So this is going to be perfect because this particular stitch pattern is beautiful when you have one variegated yarn as one of the colors and then one solid as the other one. Yeah, awesome. So I'm going to use this, which again is a full circle moment because I met Katie because she tested the melon sweater, so I'm going to use her yarn to do the melon cowl. So I just love it. I'm just so happy about this. So yeah, this is 102 grams. This was gifted, I didn't pay for it, and I'm very, very excited to cast it on. Now, to go with this, I also needed a main color because this is going to be the contrast color. And I wanted something black because I love pairing colors with black because I'm dark inside. Initially, before going to the festival, what I wanted to do is to find a black main color that was yarn so that I could spin the contrast color in color because I have some spinning fiber that's a variegated blue and green that would be perfect as a contrast color. But then I received this skin, so I was like, well, I'm gonna spin the main color. I'm gonna spin the black color. So I found this. It's so fluffy! So this is bats, carded bats, from Realise, which is a maker in France as well. So her name is Lise, and the blend, no, not the blend, the sheep breed is Noir des Aravis. So it's a cross breed. Croisement means cross. It's so soft. It's so beautiful, and yeah, as you can see, it's so squishy. It's so lightweight. I have 86 grams of this, and I'm gonna try to make a woolen spun because this one is woolen spun as well, so I would like to match it. And I have never spun woolen spun, so it's going to be interesting. I'm so excited. It's just so beautiful. Look at this color. It's like a very, it cannot focus because it's so fuzzy. It's a beautiful dark brown, almost black. Ah, it's the color of my hair. It's all dark brown. I don't have black hair. And it's going to be amazing with the purple because this one has like a warm shade to it. Oh, it's going to be so good. I'm so excited. So at her booth, Liz had like a table full of small carded bats like this, and it was all local breeds because basically what she does is that she gathers sheep fleeces from the farms around her, and usually she saves stuff that the farmers would just burn and throw away because they don't have any use for it. So she gets them, she revalorizes them, and usually she even gets them for free because otherwise the farmers would just like throw them away. So it's not as if they were expecting to get any money out of this. And it's awesome, like you get something so precious, so beautiful from literally garbage. They would be garbage otherwise. It's awesome. And if you're on the lookout for an amazing Instagram account, I recommend you go and check her out because almost every day she shares a picture of the sheep fleeces she gathers on that day or that she's carding or washing or whatever. And it's just pure joy. Like happiness in the most simple form because it's just dirty wool, it's just dirty fleeces, but it just makes me so happy. Every time she posts a picture, all her content is in French, but you don't need to speak French to understand the joy of wool. And usually she just writes the breed of the sheep, and you cannot really translate sheep breeds anyway, so you can still understand the gist of it. And yeah, if you need a simple Instagram account with lovely content, go and follow Realise because it's awesome and I love it. I think it's my favorite account right now. So yeah, I got this. I'm very, very excited to spin it up, and I think I'm gonna make spinning vlog in 2 weeks, probably. So yeah, stay tuned for that. The last yarn I got was also gifted to me. It is this skein that I have already started, obviously, but it is Sisu by Stainless Yarn. So I have the tag here. It's a superwash sock yarn, very basic. it's not completely basic because it is 80% wool, 20% nylon, so it's not the usual 75-25. It's extremely soft, like really, really soft. And it's also plumpy because instead of the usual 400 meters per 100 grams, it is 175 meters per 50 gram, which is 350 meters per 100 grams. So it's a bit heavier than the usual sock yarn, which I love because when I use usual shock yarn, I have to use 2.25 millimeter needles, and I still find the fabric to be a little bit too flimsy. Like I want my socks to be dense and sturdy. So this yarn being slightly thicker is amazing. I can use 2.5 millimeters instead of going down to 2.25, and the fabric is awesome. I actually have a completed sock here. We are not here to talk about my project, but still. It's a shorty sock. It's so cute! Oh. The white is just a random sock yarn I had laying around. And yeah, the fabric is firm and dense and lovely and sturdy, and I didn't have to go down too many little sizes. So I have like 56 stitches, I think, in this one, and it fits me perfectly. So yeah, awesome. And the reason I got this, so this was also gifted to me by my local yarn shop, by Sandy, because none of us had heard, I mean, we knew about this yarn, but none of us had heard like reviews or people talking about this yarn and saying if it was nice or what. And she wanted to try out new sock yarns for her shop. She was like, if I buy you a skein, will you knit socks with it and like try to wear them to see how it wears out? And I was like, yeah. She bought me a skein and she gave it to me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna knit a pair of socks then. Thank you. So I got this for free to test it out. And then I'm gonna wear the heck out of the socks to see how they hold up, because it's like so soft. I'm a bit worried it's gonna peel, but also it feels very sturdy, so I don't think it's gonna peel. I don't know. If you have ever used sisu, let me know your thought about it. But yeah, that's why I got this yarn. And that's it for the yarn in. No, wait, there is something I forgot. With the yarn for the dress, so I got this gold color. I mean, dusty honey that I'm using for the thin yellow stripes here, dividing the purple and the green. And Sandy, from the shop, she showed me a summer top that she finished using like a main summer yarn and holding a strand of glitter with it. I think this is Ito something. And it's so cute. Like, I couldn't take it out of my mind. And I was thinking, what if I use a glitter for the yellow stripes? Like just a hint of glitter, just a little bit, not too much, just the yellow stripes. Wouldn't that be super cute? I couldn't take the idea out of my mind, so I was chatting about that with her. So she gave me this, which is her leftover from the top she knitted, and I also got this one. So this one is drops glitter, I think. And they are a little bit different because this one is a strand, like a white strand, something that's like the glitter is wrapped around, so it makes like a twinkle effect. And this one is just very thin, like glitter thread. It's not wrapped around anything, it's just like the plastic thread of shiny thing. And I think this one is going to be a bit too thick because pure silk is pretty thin. And they are not exactly the same color, like the core thread of this and the pure silk are not exactly the same color, so maybe this is going to be too thick and it's going to show more than the twinkle. You're going to see the core thread more. So that's why I got this one. So for full transparency, I also got those in stash, but this is like 10 grams and this is probably 10 grams as well. And I didn't pay for any of it. Like, I'm going to try which one works the best and I'm just going to give back the other one to Sandy. And it's just 10 grams. And I'm like, whatever. I'm not going to count this in stash. It would be silly. So I have this, but it's not counted in stash. It's on the side. Full transparency. And I didn't pay for them. So that's it for the yarn in. Now I can talk to you about the yarn out, which again, I don't have a lot of. The first one is the one I'm wearing. It's this one that I have already shown in the podcast recently. It's the Mixed Rib Cami by Florence Miller. I'm going to show a picture so you can see better. And I knit it using non-superwash fingering weight merino wool from Woolberry Fiber Company. It is the colorway Frost, which is probably my all-time favorite hand-dyed colorway of the world. I've did so many projects with this color, and I'm so happy to have one more. And I have used 171 grams. So it was a ton of work. It took ages, and I didn't use a lot of yarn, which is of course to be expected because small needles, ribbing and twisted rib, and I frogged a little bit, of course. It's okay because I love it and I really wanted this in my wardrobe. I think it was in my plans since the pattern came out, which is probably 3 years ago. I finally did it and I'm very happy. I can show you here. It already started peeling on the underside because I have been wearing it almost exclusively as a layering piece because since this is non-superwash, it's quite warm. I'm really overheating right now. And it's great as a layering piece, but when it starts to get hot, it's too hot. So maybe I'm only going to use it in the winter. I don't know. But yeah, it's peeling because the sweater has been rubbing on it. And also because the yarn is mega soft, so it peels. But whatever. So this is for the first project I finished. And the second one is a pair of ribbed socks. They are so long. It's just a ribbed socks, like vanilla socks with ribbing on the top and not on the bottom. I didn't use a pattern, I made them toe up. And I wanted to use a lot of yarn, and I didn't, because the yarn kept on giving without going down. I used Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino, and I had like 200 grams left. I thought I was going to use like at least 150 grams doing such big socks, but no, I used 92 grams. And it's wild because usually when I do DK weight socks, I need more than 100 grams to do full length, so like until here. And here I did even more than that, and I used less than 100 grams. This yarn is amazing. So yeah, it didn't do as much as I was expecting or hoping for in terms of stash down, but it's okay. I'm gonna find something else to do with the rest of the yarn. And that's it. That's all I have finished this month. But again, it's all good because next month it's gonna be awesome. I hope so. And also I don't need to buy anything because I have everything already. So maybe next month it's gonna be 0 yarn in and a lot of yarn out. We'll have to see. So stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you will come back for the next one. Next month for the next stash update, but the next video is going to be next week for a podcast episode. And it's going to be great because I have the pattern release of the shimmy shorts that you have all been waiting for. And it's finally coming. Yeah. And in 2 weeks, it's going to be the spinning vlog for this lovely yarn. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss out on any future content from me. Thank you for your support, thank you for your love, thank you for your comments, thank you for your likes, thank you for everything, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed and I hope to see you again next time. Happy knitting, I love you, bye.